Hey out there, this is Thursday, November 26th, 2020, Thanksgiving Day. And it is just about a minute before 8 in the morning here in Northern California. And as usual, I'll get into a few different subjects. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of all of them. I really enjoy getting together with family and that unconditional love that is shared. And that attitude, the spirit of gratitude is beautiful. And we all have so much to be grateful for. We really do. Just to have been born, to exist, to have life, to have our five senses, to have this experience, this very cosmic experience of being a human being. It's a lot of fun. Like I say, I've had a great life. I continue to have a great life. And the problems I have are external. They have to do with economic matters, which have everything to do with matters of freedom, with matters of security. And security is being out of fear. And I'm not content if I'm 100% secure, if I'm 100% free, if I'm 100% prosperous. It doesn't matter to me if there's another human being that is experiencing undue, unnecessary injustice in any form. And the forms that are most troublesome are in the form of enslavement. Okay, it's that stealing of freedom that bothers me to no end. It doesn't matter whose freedom. We're all in this thing together. We're all stuck on the same ship of fools together. And scientifically speaking, through a process known as osmosis, we indeed do feel each other's pain. And when we wake up to that fact, we'll be much quicker to end other people's pain, especially the unnecessary, the undue pain that's inflicted on people in society. It's wrong. And when we don't do anything about it, we become evil. It's a sin. It's wickedness. Because it's not just the things that we do that we'll be held accountable to for someday. The sins, the wrongdoings, the evil goings on in our lives, whatever that may be. But is the things that we fail to do that we ought to be doing. They're every bit as important as the things that we're doing that are wrong. We've got to look at the things that we should be doing that are right, that will bring us happiness eventually. And happiness is comprised of a lot of different elements, components. And among those, at the top of that list, are things like freedom and security. These are things that all humans want. These are fundamental to our sense of well being, to our contentment, to our happiness. You see, we have to feel like we're not in fear because that's what insecurity represents. And the way people are forced to be in fear in this world is through monetary means, a means unique to the human species. I mean, think about it. We're these creatures that are by far and away infinitely more intelligent, more imaginative, more thoughtful than all the other creatures on Earth combined. All have brains, right? They have eyeballs, and they're much like us. They have senses, right? Yet we are dependent on this substance, this entity, whatever you want to call it. It's just bizarre from the start. So, like last week, I was coming down hard and heavy on Bitcoin. Listen, I like a lot of these people. I like geeks. I like those nerdy, brainy types, and that's all great. Missed a lot of opportunities in my life, okay? And most of them I don't regret forever, but some when it involves love, it's kind of one of those, yeah, you kind of do rue it forever. But hey, the point is about monetary things. I have missed the boat on many things, but it is like a boat. It's a bandwagon. And in real estate, if I had stuck with real estate and said, look, I'm doggedly determined to be a billionaire, I'm just going to be an aggressive investor. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go into a town and I'm going to say, I'm the most aggressive housing real estate investor in this town. I'm going to go to the banks. I'm going to, one right after, I'm going to buy. I don't want some of the available housing on the market. I want it all. I'm going to dominate this market. I'm going to monopolize this market. I'm going to control this market. I'm going to be the trendsetters. I'm going to be the rent setters. I'm going to be the rent setter for the other low-life landlords that they're not keeping up with the Joneses here. I mean, you should be ashamed. Your peers have the highest rents in town. What are you doing, idiot? Come on, man. Get your rents up. That'd be my attitude. And I could be a billionaire easily by now. I know it. I'm plenty smart enough. I know the routine. I know how it works. It's called OPM. Of course, the banks want a loan. They say, hey, there's no basis for appraisals anymore. It's just whatever the market will bear. All bets are off, man. Look, the sky's the limit. Let's go to a bidding war on this house. So you just got to go in there, be willing to step on toes, be willing to cut throats, and just come across like the gangsta. That intimidation tactics, this sort of thing. And you dominate. This is how it works. The most aggressive, the most assertive. So it's not only the cream in society that rises to the top, it's also the scum. Because I know that I wouldn't be respected. My family would think, oh, what a a-hole. All he cares about is money. Look, he drives his big fancy car, and he's got his mansions and his private jet. He thinks he's something. So I would lose respect with the people that respect me now for who I am. I'm a soul man. I care about eternal things, not these ephemeral, temporal things. And money, all of it. So I'm pissed off at money. It's not Bitcoin so much, and all these people that bought it for $1 10 years ago or 20 years ago, whatever it was. Okay, and now they're Bitcoin multimillionaires. That's look. I don't resent them. Okay, I still can't rue not having gotten involved, but I've met people that do. And it's sad to me. It really is. I mean, even people that have enough, it's like you got more than you. What's your income? Wow, that's not bad. That's compared to a lot of people who are living hand in mouth. I mean, I understand you don't have to go out and buy a whole Bitcoin for $18,000+ now. You can buy a tiny percentage. You can buy $10 worth. You could buy $1 worth, according to Stacy Herbert. I love the Kaiser Report. I love Max and Stacy. They're a couple of my favorite people in the world. I mean, I listen to them religiously. I mean, it's like, but I'm so tired of hearing about it. It's so boring to me. I mean, why don't they just keep exposing the evildoers and what it's going to take? People want cold hard cash, Max and Stacy. Come on, that's all I'm saying here. You know that's what they want. I mean, if we got to use this thing, if we got to play this game until it runs its course, and I want it to run its damn course. Gradual prosperity across the board. Okay, that's what I want to see. Gradual freedom. You see, freedom is a complete term. It's an absolute term. Okay, because if you say you have freedom, it's total. It's got where aren't you free? Well, if you're not free in that way, you're not free. You're not experiencing true freedom. Okay, it's unconditional. Okay, there can't be any stipulations to freedom. It's that simple. It has to be left to the individual. If you're living by the golden rule, you're safe. I mean, anybody can be free. You're not going to do anything to offend anybody. You're going to abide by all the laws of man, at least all those that make sense, and you're going to be treating others the way you want to be treated. Okay, I mean, it's as simple as that. And when we're in our right minds, it works, okay? It works. We can do that thing. But we got to at least do that. We got to live by the golden rule in all our affairs. And economics is one of those arenas. We must. It's very important. Listen, I mean, it's serious. This is like salvation style stuff. I wouldn't bother doing this video series if it wasn't what I believed was eternal salvation involved. Where we're going from here. I mean, let's put some thought into where we're going from here. Let's put it some thoughts into the idea that will confirm or unconfirm that we believe in God. Okay, so if you believe in God, why not explore the character and nature in God? And what does this God want from me? What are his values? Are mine in line? Do I care about that? Is it relevant to me to please this God? To know there's a lot of unseen forces, invisible forces going on. We all know that. Can you see love? Well, yeah, smiling face. Well, how you feel it though? Okay, it's a feeling you have. You know that you're loved when you're being loved. Love has many different forms. You feel affection, you feel respect, you feel kindness, you feel caring from people, and it's all different forms of love. Like mulch in the garden, right? You got different kinds of mulch for your garden. You've got rock mulch, you've got bark mulch, you've got leaf mulch, you've got compost mulch. You could do many types of mulch out there that work. People throw coffee grounds in their garden for mulch. So there's different things that can amend the soil, aerate the soil, make it healthier, better, more conducive to microorganisms, beneficial ones like earthworms, that sort of thing. And and love is that same way, but we have to love one another. We have to say, look, we're different. We have a lot of different beliefs, and we look with Bitcoin and this money thing. We look. I'm telling you, as far-fetched and radical as I might sound, I really believe that the only way humanity is ever going to find any resolve, any peace, is if we conform to God's will for us. And God's will is not to have money. God did not, he created everything good. He's responsible for everything good and to be honored and glorified and acknowledged for those things, but nothing bad. And money, look at what it's done. If you look at the effect, what the influence of money has had on the human race, the human species, our civilization, over thousands of years. You look at history, money, the lust for power in that form, and all the accompanying accoutrements that come with money, the status and all that crap that appeals to men's egos and this crap. Okay, it's like when you're in your right mind, you're like, God, I'm so far removed from that crap, man. Sure, I'd love to drive a 2020 Corvette, but you know what? What would the neighbors think? What would I don't want to come off like I'm extravagant. In a world where I got my fellow human beings, better men and women than me, suffering needlessly and dying out on the street.